What's up, everybody, man? It's your guys, Nick Frazier, Marcus Fitzpatrick from the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us around the water cooler, man. Tonight we talking about the conference that probably has the best quarterback play coming up in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what's up. We about to talk about it right after this. Let's go.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back around the water cooler, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us around the water cooler. My name is Nick Frazier, and the other person you hear him or see him, tell him who you are, boss man.
Marcus Fitzpatrick. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler, as always. Man, before we get into it, man, as always, make sure that you follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast on Facebook, on Instagram and TikTok. Follow us there at the Water Cooler Talk as well. On Twitter, make sure you are following us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Again, follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Again, follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube, so you know when we post more videos and when we go live here on these YouTube streets. Man, Marcus, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm feeling good, man. Are you feeling better? How you feeling, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing as well as I possibly can be. You know, man, I don't know, man. I got sick all of a sudden. Tuesday night, got sick. Wednesday, got sick. Yesterday, wasn't feeling well. I'm feeling better, but hey, I'm here. And that's all that matters. I'm here. I couldn't go another day without seeing the family. You know what I'm saying? So we had to make it happen, man. Let's take a look in the chat and see what's going on, man. JT in the chat with us, man.
JT in the building.
The quote of the day. The quote of the day. In the middle. I don't even, okay. Shout out to JT for the quote. I'm trying to understand it. In the middle. Okay. And it's by Mary Morris. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. Shout out to JT, man. JT with the quote. But as an Auburn fan, it's the same as yesterday. To the left. DJ got slide. Shout out to I got the JT, man. Auburn dad.
What's up, baby?
Or you can tell you, my guy, man. He says he prays our quarterback is in this conversation for real. Me too, man. You already know.
Hey, for us to be successful, he got to be.
You already know how I feel about Jackson Arnold, man. I think he's gonna be a Heisman Trophy finalist. I think he's gonna probably be a Heisman Trophy finalist. But we're gonna get into it tonight, though. We're gonna get into it tonight. King Richard said, War Eagle, man. What's up? What's up, King?
What's up, guy? What's up, my guy?
He said, I believe that JA will be one of the top QBs in the conference and even the nation. We can't look at last year with him or the QB position on the Plains. You got a point, man. You got it right. That's true, man. You got to look at what the coaching staff said, man. Coaching staff feels that he was in a very not situation that was suitable to his talents last year. So they said that they feel like he wasn't used properly. So they're going to use him properly this year. That's what this coaching staff is saying. So it's going to be interesting to see, man. It's going to be interesting to see what they do, what Jackson Arnold does this year, man. I'm excited. I'm telling you how I feel, man. He said he is with a different team, and he is a different player than AU had last year. Agree. He is an upgrade from the quarterback position. I will tell you that. He is an upgrade. So, you know, if you off of what I've seen of them saying this is a 5-star plus guy, he's definitely got to be an upgrade from what we had the past couple of years, man. The Plains, we got you, man. Nick, glad you're doing better, man. I'm doing a little better, man. I'm doing a little better. I appreciate that, King, man. Appreciate you, my guy. He said, Marcus, you did a hell of a job as the host, man. Shout out to Marcus.
Appreciate it, King.
Marcus, man. Marcus did a great job, ladies and gentlemen. Marcus was handling it. He did what he had to do. He was organizing everybody that was popping in. Marcus did that. Shout out to Marcus, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm talking about, man. JT said, Nick, how we feeling, man? I'm feeling how I'm feeling, man. I don't know, man. Bro, it's rough. But I mean, I'll be good. So Nick, you got me sick. Hey, man. Listen, I apologize that happened, man. I apologize, my guy. B Sharp in the chat. What's going on? B Sharp, what's going on? I'm not saying those words, but what up? Shout out to I got B Sharp, man. If y'all haven't, make sure y'all go check out I got B Sharp at the Sharpshooters Podcast, man. They on the road to 800 subscribers, man. So make sure you go over there and subscribe if you have not. Subscribed over there, man. Make sure you go over there and subscribe, man. King Richard, man, you still hearing it? Yeah, just a little bit. I don't know if it's a little bit or a lot. You know, I know my throat hurt and my face hurt.
You can tell.
Yeah, man, I guess so. You know what I'm saying? JT said, man, I remember when we were saying PT deserves to be in that conversation. You know what? Honestly, you know what? You got a point, because if you think about it, Peyton Thorne definitely deserved to be in that conversation. He could have been in that conversation last year based on the stats. Even if he would have played,
true.
You know, the game and a half, we looking at, and we're gonna look at some of the quarterbacks tonight, believe that. But if you look at the stats from last year, what some of these quarterbacks had last year, that's gonna be starting in the conference this year. You look at what he would have had if he would have played a full season. I mean, he could have been in that conversation as one of the guys in the conference. I mean, he wasn't ranked in the top 6 in the conference in quarterbacks for no reason. I mean, he improved. Let's get it twisted. He improved. It was just just some mistakes down the stretch that
timely turnovers.
Yeah, costly stuff. You know, some coaching decisions, some game management, clock management issues. That's what it was. But hey, hopefully this year, you got 2 years under your belt. Now you get in a new guy that you said that you feel is gonna be able to run this offense the way that you wanted to run. So let's see what happened, man. I got Rodney Williamson. What's up, man? What's up? Blue Alabama Warden. What's up, Rodney? I hope you feeling all right, man.
Building.
How Black Magic coming, man? How the car Black Magic coming, man? Let us know how that's coming. Nick, the most you can do is to continue to keep your head up on the water. Very true, man. That's all I can do.
Just keep it.
I can do. Just keep it above the water cooler. That's it. Hit the like button. Yes, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like. Hit the subscribe. Hit the notification.
What Rodney said.
Exactly, man. Exactly. What's happening, Sharp? JT, Auburn, Dad White. What's going on? What's going on, man? We appreciate y'all. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so man, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, tonight we want to explore the potential of this conference, the SEC, possibly having what potentially could be probably the best crop of quarterbacks in the country. I look at this conference at the guys that's potentially going to be starting for each one of the 16 member schools in the conference. And I look at this and I say, man, this quarterback play and this quarterback and these teams, this potentially could be one of, if not the best conference for quarterback play in the nation when it comes to college football in 2025. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the conference. We're going to look at some of the guys in the conference. Some of those guys is going to be standouts in the conference. But we're going to pick a guy. Each one of us is going to pick a guy. And we are going to figure out, we're going to say why this guy is going to be the one. Why he's going to be the one in the conference that's going to stand out among everybody else. He's going to be head and shoulders above everybody else this year coming up. All right, Marcus. So I'm going to start with you, man. What quarterback in this conference in the 2025 season are you looking at and saying this guy is going to be the guy that's going to help lead his team to success this season? Who are you picking?
I want to say Jackson Arnold. I really do. But then I'll be lying to myself because I feel like he's going to be good, but I feel like this guy who I'm finna say is the reason why everybody is very high on this team.
Okay.
I'm going to say Lenore Sellers from South Carolina. Because I feel like he played a very tough three game stretch as a freshman. and he played. I think Ole Miss was the only team that really just got on his head.
Mm-hmm.
He played Alabama very good. I think he played LSU very close. I think he played a good game in the Illinois game. They came out short in the bowl game, but I think this guy is the reason why everybody is very high on South Carolina and Shane Beamer and Sean Beamer at this point. Like, I think this guy is. I think this guy is who legit. I really think he's legit.
So you saying Lenore Sellers is the guy that's gonna lift South
So
Carolina?
I think he's gonna have South Carolina in the playoff.
Whoa. Okay, so wait. So you got South Carolina in the playoffs this year. So that means, so basically what you're telling me that South Carolina is going to be playing possibly for SEC championship.
Possibly.
Ooh, that's strong right there, man. That's strong.
South Carolina this year.
That's strong. That's strong. I mean, you look at the stats what he had last year, 25, just over 2,500 yards, 8.5 yards per average.
Not flashy, but hey, he played a very decent season.
I mean, but you look at it, 8.5 yards on average of completions, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, 674 yards rushing, and 7 TDs. So I mean, you look at him, man. I mean, I understand why, man. And this is him as a freshman.
Yes. So I can't wait to see what his sophomore season like.
This is him as a freshman. Are you worried about South Carolina possibly having to retool a lot on the defensive side of the ball, potentially? Probably having to get some guys in the trenches to potentially come in and help, prop up that offense. I mean, he did lose Rocket Sanders as well.
I think the only red flag that I see right now is he has a new OC. I'm kind of nervous about him having a new OC. Rather than that, I think South Carolina is in a position where with their schedule, a lot of people are predicting them to be a playoff team next year.
Okay.
They finished off the season last year. So my only red flag with them would be they have a new OC in South Carolina and how Sellers and him are going to mesh.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, coming around the water cooler with us tonight, the man, the myth, the legend from Auburn Addicts, DC Wolf. What's going on, DC?
What up?
What's up,
Hey. Like Rod used to say, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Not much, man. DC, appreciate you for coming around the water cooler with us tonight, man. Hope I was with you, man. So as you can tell, we're picking our guys. We're picking the guy that we're picking in the SEC this year that potentially could be the guy that can help raise his team's floor or their ceiling. Possibly could raise their ceiling to where this team is potentially going to be a more successful team than they were last year, or he's going to be the one. He's going to be head and shoulders above the guy in the conference, the best quarterback in the conference in the SEC this year. You look at the SEC, and potentially this year you could potentially see this league could potentially have the best quarterbacks in the country this year when you look back and see what's going on. So I'm asking, who do you have? Who is your guy that you feel like is going to be the guy that is going to be the one in the conference this year? Marcus went Lenore Sellers in South Carolina. He gave us his thought process behind it. So I'm asking DC, who you got?
Man, I got to go with what the mayor is saying. If the mayor says Lenore Sellers, DC saying Lenore Sellers, man. Because the mayor know what he talking about when he talking about this SEC football, man. The man know what he talking about. I'm going to Lenore Sellers, man. For real. Yeah, man. That man going to elevate South Carolina. If he can get rid of the 7 interceptions to touchdown interception ratio, this man going to be dangerous, dude. He was already dangerous, dog. He took Alabama to the wire, man. Took them to the wire, man. If they win that game, oh, my God, bro.
They made the playoffs this year.
Yeah, they in the play. Think if they win that game, and like you said, Nick, it came down to that they got the onside kick. Watch this. They got the onside kick, bro. Dude was wide open on the sideline. Dude just hung it up and threw it to the wrong man.
Basically.
He threw it to the wrong man. The dude was open for the win. He threw it to the wrong man, which, hey, those are mistakes a redshirt freshman makes. If that dude can just kind of just get his interceptions and checks and the little mistakes that redshirt freshmen make, bro, this dude going to be, I think he going to be that guy, man.
I'm gonna ask y'all this question. I'm gonna ask y'all this quiz. How much of a threat is Aaron Nolan to Lenore Sellers?
None.
What? Wow. Ohio State transfer Aaron Nolan is no threat to Lenore.
None. He gonna be a threat to sit on that bench and watch Lenore's. That's what he gonna be a threat to do.
I think Lenore earned his spot last year, man.
Okay.
Ain't no way Aaron Nolan seeing this field unless this man get injured. He can hold that clipboard.
So Nick, who is your guy?
Yeah, man. My God. Listen, man. Like I say, man, I feel like this conference is gonna be very good at quarterback this year. But my guy is a newcomer to the conference. It's a newcomer to the conference for a lot of reasons.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm looking at what he did last year in college football. And the more I started hearing his name, the more I had to start researching this guy. And I was like, yeah, if this dude had a defense, he probably could have his team could have been a lot better. And they probably could have made some noise and probably could have, it could have been a conversation about them probably being in the playoffs if he would have had a defense. Okay. And I'm looking at what Oklahoma's bringing in at quarterback, man. I'm looking at John. I'm looking at John Mateer. Because when you look at John Mateer paired with his offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle coming from Washington State, you look at the numbers. Just under 3,200 yards passing last year. He's averaging roughly almost like a first down every time he throws the ball. 29 touchdowns, less than 10 interceptions, and just under 850 yards rushing with another 15 touchdowns on the ground. And then you look at what Brent Venables is gonna do with this defense this year because he's calling plays this year.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, watch out for Oklahoma. I feel like a lot of people feel like it's gonna be some learning curves, but nah, man. When you look at, they got Javante Barnes coming back at running back. They got Deion Burks, who's gonna be at wide receiver. You got both Gibson guys, Jaden Gibson and Javion Gibson, both gonna be on that wide receiving core this year. The offensive line all together are nothing but seniors, except for maybe one, probably where there'll be a position battle for one, maybe two spots where you have a redshirt sophomore come in and be on that offensive line. I'm telling you, this Oklahoma offense is not going to be the Oklahoma offense that we saw last year in Jordan Stadium.
Okay.
I'm telling you, John Mateer, if John Mateer has this type of season, which I honestly believe he's probably going to up, he's probably going to get better this year. I mean, I predict he probably go for 3,400 yards this year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe the same amount of touchdowns and things and stuff like that. I think his rushing yards may be around the same, may go down a little bit, but who knows? But I'm telling you, if that happens, man, if he's anywhere in this range with what Oklahoma has coming back with the brand of what Oklahoma has, I'm telling you, man, Oklahoma gonna be a dangerous team.
I was shocked, man. I thought you was gonna go with your boys, the Texas Longhorns, Nick.
Nah. You went. I thought he was gonna go with the talented Taylor Green, who he talked so much about.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He did say Taylor Green was amazing.
Right there you go.
I think he's the biggest wild card of this year. Like he could be that good or he could be that bad. So it's just like
look at his numbers. These are his numbers from last year.
Look at that 19 to 15 ratio, dog. That's all.
But you look at the rushing touchdowns added to it. So you talking about a guy that had 23 total touchdowns, 9 interceptions. So come on, man. Look at this. I'm telling you, man, Taylor Green, another year with another year under Bobby Petrino, he'll be all right, man. He'll be good. And with what T. Will got going on that defense, I'm not saying Arkansas is gonna be the bend out. I actually think Auburn loses to Arkansas at Arkansas. I will say that.
Yeah, I heard you predict that.
Yeah, I think they lose at Arkansas this year. But this is the thing, though. I'm telling you, it's going to be. I think he gets better, man. I did not, to be honest with you, until I looked at his stats, I did not know he was a 3,000-yard passer, bro.
Yeah, Bobby Petrino, man, is amazing, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Bobby Petrino can coach, man.
He just got to clean up them turnovers, man.
Yeah.
Taylor Green had a lot of turnovers last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure did. Yeah, he did. Let me ask y'all this question right here, man. What about this guy? What about this position battle at Alabama? How y'all feel about this?
I think you start the season with Ty Simpson.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ain't panning out, you gotta go to that Russell kid.
Speak on it. Speak on that. Yeah.
Okay.
You got to. You start with Ty. And then start the season, start tanking. You lose a few games, bro. You got to throw out that lifeline so you can get off that hot seat.
Yeah.
Put in the 5-star young guy. Hey, look at the future, guys. You know what I'm saying? Tyke gonna be over there crying. You know what I'm saying? They come out the gate and lose a couple games. You're gonna have to put Keelan Russell in to give them some hope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Keelan Russell. I did not know he was the highest rated signee in Alabama history.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Absolutely. Yep.
I mean, okay, but here's the question though. We've seen what Ty Simpson can do. Even in the game with what was that, the USF game that they had when they went to Florida, even though it was raining and stuff like that. If you were an Alabama fan, are you comfortable starting Ty Simpson, or do you just want to go ahead and just put the future out there? Do you want to go ahead and put Keelan Russell out there and see what you got?
It's just like what you said with us. You don't want to throw him in that fire just yet.
Yeah, boy.
You want to see what Ty Simpson got to bring before you move on.
But you already saw it. You've already seen it. I mean, these are his total stats since he's been at Alabama.
But it was
29 of 50, 63% completion, no touchdowns. No touchdowns. This is a 5-star quarterback.
Boy.
That's your guy. That's your guy. That's
man, I gotta try. I'm with Marcus, man. I'm like on the Marcus boat today. I gotta try Ty, bro.
Okay.
I can't put a true freshman quarterback in this SEC heat, bro.
By game 3 and Ty Simpson been staying up the joint, he gone. Like that's just me. I just want to see. He been in my system, so I gotta give him a chance.
Yeah, I agree. And then think about this, man. Think about this, y'all. The speed of this SEC game with a true freshman quarterback, man, is like, it's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal, dude. It's gonna be hard, bro. And this dude, hey, they coming out with your guy. They coming out with your guy in the first game, being an offensive coordinator only, Marcus, your guy. Gus Malzahn in that first game. Gus Malzahn somewhat cooking right now, Nick. He's somewhat Gus cooking right now.
I mean,
they got them.
All you gonna be doing is running the ball. That's it.
Yeah, bro. Hey, but you know what I'm saying? They put a little defense.
Win the game.
They win the game, man. So I wouldn't want the young fella to see that the SEC this soon, man. No.
Interesting.
This is how I feel about it, Nick. I wouldn't really start him. I wouldn't absolutely start him game 1 unless Ty Simpson has a horrible training camp going into them horrible them 2 weeks before the season. If they look horrible, yeah, I might just go Russell.
Okay. Hey, Nick, let me ask you this: what about the wild card about the guy that transferred in from Washington with them? He's already acclimated to the offense. I can't think of his name. Have Dax tight, that kind of stuff on follow Alabama like that. But they brought a quarterback from Washington with them.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. They do like 6'6"
guy. Yeah, so he might be the wild card and might be that guy that comes in and starts the first few games.
It's a possibility.
He might be the wild card no one is talking about. He already knows the system.
It's a possibility. That's a really good possibility. I mean, hey, I wish them nothing but the worst. But hey, here we go, man. I'm gonna ask y'all this though. What about this guy right here? What about this guy? DJ Lagway. Saw what Florida did last year. I feel like Billy Napier gave a lot of respect to Graham Mertz last year. There's the reason why you saw the 2 QB system at Florida toward in the end of the season. Unfortunately, Graham Mertz got hurt, and then you saw DJ Lagway come in and he became a full-time starter. And from there, you actually saw the offense get better. You saw the team actually get better because they galvanized around a guy. What are your thoughts about DJ Lagway going into this season? A true freshman last year, potentially he come in this year. He's going to be projected to be the full-time starter. I don't think there's a QB competition there. How do y'all feel about DJ Lagway in Florida this year?
I think, man, DJ was my second or third pick, man.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ was my second or third pick, man. So I like DJ Lagway, man. I think he matured during the season. Like you say, the team got better around him, man. I think he's a leader. Man, that dude, he built like a running back, bro.
Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
Man. Like him and Lenora Sellers, man, there's some different dudes, bro. So, yeah, I like DJ, man. He was my second or third pick, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I just worry about his durability. 'Cause I seen a lot of times he got hit last year. He played through a lot of injuries last year. I just worry about his durability.
Okay.
I think he is a good talent, but I hope that he doesn't get injured because for Napier's sake.
Wow.
Mm,
Okay.
interesting. Interesting. Yeah, man, I tell you this. Florida's defense is going to be something serious this year. I think the defense is going to be amazing. Even though they lost Jack Popburn to LSU in the transfer portal, I still feel like their defense is going to be amazing. They still got Tyreek Sapp coming back. They still got a lot of guys on their defensive line. They still got a lot of guys in the secondary coming back as well. Yeah, the problem is the offensive side of the ball, offensive line, and do they have enough playmakers on the side to get to help DJ Lagway as well? But I tell you this, if he has a bevy of weapons around him, Florida is going to be dangerous. Or if he got some guys that can develop into those type of guys that we don't know about just yet, Florida's going to be dangerous. It's going to be a dangerous team. It's going to be a real dangerous team to watch out for, man. So we'll see what happens there. Let's go ahead and get to our guy, Jackson Arnold at Auburn. Jackson Arnold, everybody knows how I feel about Jackson Arnold. Jackson Arnold, I feel could potentially be a Heisman Trophy finalist this year in his offense. You're looking at what he did last year, and these are his numbers from last year at Oklahoma. Probably got a lot of that 444 off of Alabama's defense. But you look at this. I just want to get y'all thoughts, man. I want to get y'all thoughts on this. Is Jackson Arnold? What? Here's the thing. What would it take for Jackson Arnold to be the? What would it take for him to be the guy, the one in the SEC this year? Because I feel like there's, like I said, there's a lot of talent, and there's one guy that we're gonna talk about in a minute that I think potentially is the number one quarterback in the conference right now. But looking at Jackson Arnold, what would it take for him to be the number one guy in this conference and be the bell cow, the guy that everybody's chasing? What are y'all thoughts on that?
I think it's what DC has been talking about most of the show. Limiting turnovers, having a high touchdown rate, being able to score in the red zone, knowing when to use your legs versus using your arms, knowing when to use your arm versus using your legs, and just limiting turnovers. Because I think he's going to throw the ball around a lot. So if he only had 3 interceptions with a horrible offensive line last year. I think our offensive line is one of the most veteran offensive lines in the SEC coming back. So I think with that being said, I think he should be able to limit turnovers. So if he's able to do that, I think he will be very successful on the Plains at Auburn.
Okay, DC, what you think?
I think the key to his success, man, specifically to zero in is, man, it's gonna be on the offensive tackles. You know what I'm saying? If they're moving my man inside, and you have my man coming back. You have the guards coming back, so you have new tackles. The tackles, that's going to be the key to, I think, Auburn's offensive success. Man, you have phenomenal receivers. We know our running backs are solid. I know the King doesn't necessarily like Austin, but I think Austin, like we say, could start at any school. I think our running backs are formidable, man. Especially with the new additions. But I think our wide receiving core it could be the best wide receiving core in the SEC, in my opinion. I think Jackson Arnold, man, I like the touchdown to turnover ratio. I think the key to Auburn's offense lies in the offensive tackles, man. Can they block? Can the offensive tackles pass pro block, and can they run block? I think that's what and this is going to be a hot take, but I think a lot of our season hinges on the performance of the offensive tackles. I'm going to put that out there right now. If they can pass pro and run block, man, I think we're going to have a formidable offense. Aside from us talking about what he does in the red zone.
Okay, so what's your confidence level on the offense? What's your confidence level on the offensive tackle?
Not much, man, because I looked at.
Whoa, I think we pretty decent.
No, man. I mean, honestly, y'all, like I said, it wouldn't shock me if the guy that came from USC starts over Too Tall. But Too Tall has been in the system. Don't get me wrong. Too Tall has, in my opinion, not to just pick out one person, I'm trying not to. He has to have a lot of improvement, man, especially in pass pro. I just watched rewatched the Alabama game, man, and it was some plays I was just like bewildered at. Just some plays at how our offensive line, specifically the tackles, man, were just turning people loose. I mean, some stuff they weren't even running stunts, man, and we were just like lost, caught flat-footed. So I have to see the guy from Virginia Tech, man. I have to see him. And maybe I'm just stung from what our offensive tackles look like with Percy Lewis on one side and then Too Tall on the other side getting injured sometime, and our offense looking porous. I haven't seen our offensive line in a long time, man, just be a formidable offensive line where it's like, okay, that's a SEC offensive line, man. These guys, they are serious, man, and it's not going to be easy to deal with them. It's been a long time, so maybe I'm snake bit by how in recent history our offense have looked, man. Y'all change my mind, please.
Yeah, that's not hard. When you
especially
look at
the tackles now, because I know Wade and Lou, them cats in the middle. I think they're gonna be solid.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at Auburn's offensive line, I did a video on this last week talking about, I think Auburn's offensive line would probably be the best in the SEC or in the country. When you look at it, man, you got Connor Lew and you got Jeremiah Wright and Dylan Wade at the guards. So the interior is solid. We all know the left tackle position last year was the weakest part of our offensive line. We don't have to relitigate that. Mm-hmm. But you go out and you go get a guy that was all ACC, who did not give up more than 6 sacks in 2 seasons at Virginia Tech. When you look at the build of the guy, what is he, 6'7", 300 plus pounds, 320 plus pounds. He's able to bend. He's quick. He has really big hands. He has really strong arm. He's really strong at the point of attack. And he can move. He can kick step really well, which means he can bend really, really good. He's your prototypical left tackle. So he's an NFL prototype type guy. And that's the thing, when you have those kind of guys on the roster, when you have those kind of guys that look like that, teaching technique is something that you can do over time. But the thing about it is, we've seen him do it. I mean, there's things that you can polish up on the technique side with him. Don't get it twisted. You can always get better. But the thing is, this guy, when you look at him and you see what he's done in the ACC, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, it was the ACC. I mean, it's still college football. That's still one of the premier conferences in college football. I mean, it's still a powerful conference. So I mean, it's not like he didn't play against sorry competition. Depending, however, some people may think. And I don't care what it is, but when you give up less than 6 sacks in 2 seasons on a quarterback, I mean, that's still saying something. That's saying a lot. Thing about it is too, now I do agree with you on the right tackle side. I mean, they didn't bring in Mason Murphy for Mason Murphy to sit on the bench. Mm-hmm. So that's gonna be an interesting battle going into the spring for Auburn on the offensive side, on the right side of the offensive line as well. Because you look at Too Tall, I think Too Tall another year in the system, gelling with Dylan Wade and the Jeremiah Wright and a Connor Lew. He kind of knows. It's just those unspoken things that when you've been in something so long, or you've been doing something so long, or you've been with someone for so long, you kind of learn how that person is or how that unit kind of works. And when you get that, and when that happens, when that happens, there are things where you can just look at a person and be like, all right, I do this, you do this. I feel like that kind of connection there helps him out there. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I don't think they brought in Mason Murphy. I don't think Mason Murphy came to Auburn to sit on the bench. Especially with this being his last year of eligibility as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I think Auburn's offensive line is going to be one of the best. Excuse me, one of the best in the SEC, if not the best in the SEC, in my personal opinion.
Well, If Auburn I'll tell you like this: if Auburn has the best offensive line in the SEC, they'll be in the playoffs.
I agree. Because your quarterback will be standing upright, and he'll have time to throw the ball. He'll have time to go. He'll have time to do what he needs to do in that situation. In this offense. Mark, you got anything on that before we move on?
I agree because if our O line is blocking, we have the receiving core this year that I think can win one-on-one battles.
Okay.
So they give Jackson Arnold time. If Jackson Arnold is better than Peyton Thorne, like we all believe he is, he should put the ball in the vicinity of the receiver, and the receiver should make the catch.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. We'll take a break. We're gonna take a halftime break right here before we get into the second half of the show. We appreciate y'all. Let's go.
You don't out your seats. It's halftime.
Do you want to feel like a star? Then go to Hollywood Media, and you'll be shining. From sports interviews, athletic highlight tapes, athletic photography, Hollywood Media will make you the star of all stars. Feel like a star on the most important days of your life, from college graduation to saying I do to your forever person. Let Hollywood Media make your event star-studded. Subscribe and follow on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. And follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Hollywood. Hey, man, shout out to you. They want
Hollywood
podcast, man. Follow him on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Hollywood_media. That's Hollywood EY. And then follow on Facebook at Hollywood Media with 2 A's. Shout out to our guy, Day One supporter of the Water Cooler Talk podcast, man. We appreciate you so much for rocking with us around the water cooler. As always, man, let's take a look at the chat before we move forward, fellas. Let's see what's going on in the chat, man. We had some people say some stuff in the chat. Let's see what's up, man. Auburn Dad said King. He said, Ryder Williams said, the Black Magic is coming along, man. That's what's up. Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. We appreciate it, man. The Corvette. The Corvette. That's what I'm talking about, man. Nick, you know it's this deep south weather, snowing one day, beach weather, man. Who you telling? Bruh. You got me. Jake Pakel says he feels Jackson Arnold should flourish in his offense. I agree. Anything y'all want to say on that?
No, I think so, man.
I think so. It's a setup for him too.
King Richard said with Sellers, I wonder if it's gonna be the same old story with South Carolina shows promise one year, and the next year they fall to the wayside. I think Sellers' upside is huge. It's just South Carolina.
I agree with that.
That's a possibility that could possibly happen, man. DC, yes, DC is one of the water coolers.
What's up, Tim?
What's up, Tim? Hope it's good, man. It's crazy how the narrative behind Sellers did a complete. Yes, it. Tim, who you telling? Yes, the narrative behind him did a complete 180-degree turn. You are not lying right there, man. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, man, go check that out. What's happening, fellas? What's going on? I got Huggy Beard, the legend Al Williams. What's up, man? Hope you good, man. Everybody saying hello to everybody in the chat. What's up, man? Tim comes back and said, man, being real, did Lenore's get more development and make more progress than our QBs in our room? Ooh, that's a good question. What y'all think?
No comparison.
Wow.
Yes.
So he
man was a red shirt freshman, man. He was a red shirt freshman, and dude, just a few red shirt freshman mistakes and turnovers from being in the playoffs, man. And we were 5-7, dude. With a fifth-year quarterback.
Is it more development, or did they just lean into his strengths very well?
Yeah, I think it's a development, bro.
Okay.
I think it's both, Nick. I think it's both.
Okay. All right. DC first have a debate over Buggies and Quick Trip. Y'all had a debate about Buggies and Quick Trip?
Nick, like I said, when I get off that show, bro, I need a
Okay, so I know y'all doing the Jordan debate. Which Jordan won this time?
The Jordan 4s won.
Okay.
4s knocked the 3s off, boss.
Okay.
Little known fact, and Type made me do research on this, man. High selling Jordan 3s are $26,000.
$26,000.
DJ Khaled signature, 26,000. That ain't even the highest, bro. But yeah, we do a Jordan challenge every week, man. So y'all check that out.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all check out Iron Bowl debates Wednesdays and Fridays at 6 Eastern, 5 Central.
Yeah.
Around over on Auburn Addicts and Tight Sports, man. Shout out to those guys, man. We appreciate that, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to those channels as well. Man, looking at everybody, man, saying DJ Lagway's injury is going to be a problem, in my opinion. He's saying Napier says he's already not 100% for spring practice.
Really?
That durability.
Wow.
I mean, but when did he get hurt? Because he wasn't hurt towards the end of the season last year. I mean, he must have got hurt. This must have been something that just happened. Like, I mean, unless I'm confused because I don't remember there being a report about him being injured. That's interesting to me. That's news to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Or is there something that I'm missing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, all right, let's keep going, man. JT said, I have a question. Do we claim credit for JJ Pekeys? The not just two positions like Travis, he plays three. Do y'all take credit for? Do y'all want JJ Pekeys even though he transferred back to Ole Miss?
Yeah, man. I can't claim it, man.
All right, that's what I was about. I just wanted to hear. I think Auburn's O line will get to be one of the best. RBs will be very solid, and the receiver room will be the best in the nation. Shout out to King Richard for that right there.
Agree with that
one. If I'm Hugh, I'm telling Murphy and Tutal they're both on first or one leave in spring. Ooh, Auburn dad.
Auburn dad.
Ooh. I think I got a feeling. I'm gonna ask you this question: who's more likely to leave then? Would it be Tutal or would it be Murphy?
Hey man, I think. Ooh, that's a good question, bro.
Tutal.
Really?
I'm just saying, if they were to go with Murphy, I think Tutal he's leaving.
Yeah, he would have to. But I think what Hugh does is what he's been doing the last season. People are saying when they go to practice, they're running like ones with the threes with walk-ons, so you have no clue of a depth chart. You have no clue. They just run in practice with no, like, you know what I'm saying? Just it's so convoluted and mixed up. The players don't even know like where they're seated at. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. One day you running with the ones, one day you running with the walk-on. So I think he'll do that. You got to do that till you get past spring practice.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. I feel what you're saying, but I mean, in this era of college football, man, you got to have guys. Guys are not coming in. Guys want to know that they are either going to have a shot or they are the guy. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to see. And like I said, I don't think Mason Murphy. I think Auburn went out and got Mason Murphy with the intent of Tutal not coming back. But if they would have felt that there was a chance that he could have came back before this lawsuit with Pavia hit, I don't think they probably would have went after Murphy because they already recruited guys to come after him. So that's an interesting conversation. All right, man, let's take a look at these. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, just real quickly, just know what Hugh did with Peyton Thorne. I think he waited to the last day of the portal wonder before Peyton Thorne jumped in the portal.
Gotcha.
But go ahead.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Yeah. I'm gonna take a look at these last couple of guys in the conference who potentially could be some guys, man. Let's take a look at Arch Manning, man. How y'all feel about Arch Manning at Texas, man? What are y'all thoughts on this guy?
I'm looking at that 54% completion rating. Like
that's career stats, though. I mean, that's only 2 seasons.
Still, though, bro. Like, and I'm not dunking on dude, man. I want to see what happens, but it's just like the hype is just so. Yeah. The hype is just so big, bro. And he's just not living up to that hype yet, man. So we'll see, man. But I'm not. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it yet. Let me put it that way. I don't see it yet.
Okay. All right, Marcus, how you feeling?
I think he has a lot of potential. And I think for Texas to be that team, him and Sarkisian gotta figure out something. So I don't know, man. I'm waiting to see. I'm like DC on this one. I'm waiting to see because I think he has a lot of potential.
I think Arch Manning is going to be he's going to be a beneficiary of the talents around him because I feel like Texas has a lot of I mean, yeah, you know, you lost an Isaiah Bond, you know, you lost Kevin Banks, the tackle on the offensive line from Texas. But when you look at what they got coming back, especially what they're gonna have on the defensive side of the ball, Texas defense is probably gonna be one of the best in the country. Definitely probably the best in the SEC. With having that type of talent around him, I don't think he's gonna have to do too much. To be completely honest with you, I don't think he's gonna have to go out and be Superman.
Okay, what do you think about him without the talent around him, though?
Oh, that's a different question. That's a different question. That's a whole different question. Because in that case, then people gonna be looking at the name on the back of the jersey, be like, man, your uncle and your uncle and your both your uncles did it. Let's see what you can.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, man. I think I don't know if the upside. You look at the upside of Arch Manning, you'd be like, yeah, this dude potentially could be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He got a lot of potential, but then it's like you see him play, and it's just like.
But the thing about it is, sometimes you got that potential, you know, especially in this time, you got to start seeing that. You got to start seeing something. You know what I'm saying?
He'll be a full-time starter this year, so
yeah, exactly. And then, of course,
Mm-hmm.
you know how Sarkisian talked about Quinn Ewers, how he trusted Quinn Ewers because Quinn Ewers in the clutch, Quinn Ewers will make a throw that would help Texas in position to win or help Texas win. So I think this is gonna be a filling out period with Arch Manning and Sarkisian to see exactly how this works out, to see how he feels about it. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting, man. I don't know how to feel about it. There was a lot of hype coming out around him at school. You know, they was trying to move Quinn Ewers even this past season to get him to start. It's a lot. So I mean, that's a lot of pressure on a guy like that, especially when you at Texas, especially when you at the school like Texas, where the brand itself is built on trying to win championships. So it's gonna be interesting to see. So
I would love to see those Sunday. I would love to see, man. I would love to just like see his off season. I could just see like him, Eli, Peyton, just at the field, man, watching film. Like, you know, I wonder if they really. I wonder if they're really pressing like that. Like, man, you know, watching film day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? Throwing, like, getting this dude ready. Or I wonder if they're the type of uncles like, hey, he got to do his own path. Or I wonder if they're very involved in his development.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I mean, so it'll be interesting to see. Or are they just kind of like the silent types that just sit back and just be like, all right, we'll see what's up. We'll let the coaches do the coaching. I kind of want to go with the first part of that, not the formal part, because I got a feeling that they are very involved. That Manning,
I got a feeling that too.
That Manning name is very profitable, very prestigious in football, not just college.
I don't think you can let him come in and have a bad season this year if you are the Mannings.
Okay,
exactly, especially with what, because didn't both of them go number one overall? Didn't Eli and Peyton both go number one overall?
Yeah, man. Both of them multi Super Bowl winning Mannings.
Exactly. So
it's a lot to live up to, bro.
Nico, Nico. We're just gonna say Nico. Tennessee. What Nico got to do? What Nico got to prove to y'all this year, man?
I think Nico has a good second season. I don't think Tennessee as a whole does. Though. I don't know. I'm still waiting to see. I'm still the judgment's still out on how I think Tennessee gonna fare this year. But I think he's still gonna have a good efficiency.
Man, yeah. If Nico can take the next step now, I would have never guessed that Nico only had 5 interceptions. I would have never guessed that, dude. If you ask me. You know what I'm saying? It seems like he was a worse quarterback than that. But with Nico, man, he just need to stop holding the ball too long. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's long developing routes, the same thing we were doing. I'm like, your offensive line is porous, man. Give this man some short routes, some short things to do. Maybe that wasn't in the calls for Josh Heupel, but he needs to tailor the offense, I think, with Nico more around the short game until he gets that offensive line fixed, because Nico holds the ball a lot, in my opinion. So I just think he just needs to work on that, man. More quick decisions, bro.
The thing, man, I'm telling you, and those quick decisions are going to become very much longer this year, because Tennessee's offense is not going to be the Tennessee offense that y'all saw this year. Really? I'm telling you, they lost, bro. Nico is going to be Tennessee's offense this year. Man, I'm just going to be real.
Wow. What about the offensive line, though? Are they, That offensive line was trash, bro.
It may be even. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be worse, but I don't think it's gonna get better.
I'm like King Richard. I just said it. His problem is gonna be his team. Tennessee is gonna be his problem.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at what Tennessee has coming back, especially on the defensive side of the ball, like that's. I mean, I'm not as high on Tennessee as a lot of other people are this year. When you look at what they potentially have coming back on the depth chart,
Nope.
Wow.
It's not favorable. It's like Nico's gonna unless they have a splash like in the spring portal, and they go out and get like another playmaker, a guy that can come out and that's able to help him out on the offensive side of the ball. Probably upgrade some of that those guys on the line of scrimmage. I just don't see it, bro. I don't see Tennessee being better than 7-8 wins this year. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
I think they take a step back too, Nick. I'm agreeing.
Nico probably running for his life a lot this year.
Wow. He was running.
Probably.
Shows running last year.
Probably. He probably gonna be running a lot this year. And the way he's saying he holding the ball a lot, probably gonna be doing that a lot more this year. Probably. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. Sorry, Stan. Okay. All right. And then the guy in the conference that everybody's saying is a preseason Heisman Trophy favorite. And I'm very high on this dude. I wanted to go with him first, but I like Mateer better. Just because of the fact Mateer has more of a dual threat to him. But when you look at Garrett Nussmeier, man, last year Garrett Nussmeier was second in the conference in passing yards, only behind Jackson Dart. And I tell you this much, we got a chance to see Jackson Dart at the Senior Bowl. And Jackson Dart, by far, behind Tyler Scholl, was probably the best quarterback during that week. Even when he had a chance to go, when he went to the combine, Jackson Dart was that dude. And he probably Jackson Dart probably played himself probably with those 2 weeks, and depending on what he does at his pro day, probably put himself in the back half of the first round, potentially the third quarterback taken in the draft. When you look at Garrett Nussmeier, man, the only thing that's holding Garrett Nussmeier back, the biggest question I have about LSU is their defense. I have no concerns about what they're going to do on the offensive side of the ball. This man threw for 4,000 yards last year. The interceptions were a little high, but the thing is, when you have that many attempts, you're going to throw more interceptions. It's just it's bound to happen. But the thing is, man, Garrett Nussmeier is an NFL quarterback. And you just look at the size, when you look at the height, when you look at his hands, when you just look at the mechanics, Garrett, he's that guy. And I see why a lot of people are very high on him as a Heisman Trophy favorite moving forward. The problem is, here's the problem. He's not Jane Daniels. And we all know how Jane Daniels was the year when he was there. He was a great quarterback. Defense was not great at all. I don't know if I don't know if he's going to be able to do what Jane Daniels did, but I tell you this much. Garrett Nussmeier is going to have another 4,000 yard season this year. I know that for a fact. This year, I mean, he's that deal. How y'all feel?
I actually agree with it. I just I think Nussmeier has to have a great season because I think going back to what you said, and Brian Kelly has to find a way to shore up that defense because Brian Kelly to me is on the hot seat because of Nussmeier. He has to me. The reason why I say that is because with a great quarterback like him, you have to find a way to win. Because that guy right there has a lot of talent. And I think with the expectation around Brian Kelly with that talent at quarterback, I think if he doesn't win, I think it's going to start getting real hot in Baton Rouge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think with Nussmeier, man, for me, I think he's a great quarterback, man. Putting up anytime you put up over 4,000 yards, man, you really like doing something. But for me with Nussmeier, it wasn't the interceptions he threw necessarily or the amount he threw, which are kind of high. It was where he threw them, man. It was like this dude was throwing interceptions on the negative side of the field. That's how they lost games, man. Nussmeier lost them games for where he threw the interceptions at. So that is the only thing I have a problem with him, man. It's like some of the quarterbacks you look at and be like, man, yeah, it's just a matter of time. He gonna give us one. Just wait on it. We're kind of like Thorne did, but yeah, anytime it's gonna implode. So it's just like with Nussmeier, with him, man. Even though I think he's a great quarterback, man. Would love to have him as my quarterback. It's just, man, times in games he implodes for whatever reason. I don't know if it's the pressure. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's in his head, but it's just where he throws interceptions.
I don't think Brad Kelly can afford that this year.
It gives me concern, man, with this dude. It's just when he just implodes a game, man, just like he did the Texas A&M game. If you look at those games with Texas A&M last year, a lot of the things that happened in that game was him just giving them the ball in plus territory, man. And then they just ran away with it. But
yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, yeah, sometimes quarterbacks have bad games. But when you look at it in a vacuum, well, let's not say in a vacuum. But when you look at him on an average and things and stuff of that nature, I mean, this dude right now, I have him ranked as the number one quarterback in the SEC right now. I have Nussmeier ranked as number one. And I don't think. I mean, I'm just trying to think of who potentially. I mean, Bo Prioba, who's going to be at Missouri, could he be the guy that potentially could be, behind him to transfer from Penn State? I don't know. Austin Simmons at Ole Miss, could he be in this conversation as well? I don't know.
Bro, you got a good argument right there now, because I'm searching in my mind.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it and I'm like, I think I'm looking at it and I'm looking at, what does Zach Calzada do at Kentucky? Because, before he started hitting the transfer portal and stuff like that, Zach Calzada was, considered to be one of those top guys, in the conference. When I look at this and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm sitting here saying, like, who's the next guy behind him? It's kind of like this conference is gonna have like the best quarterback play. But when I look at guys that's gonna project to the next level of what the NFL is looking for, more of these pro style type guys. I mean, Garrett Nussmeier is number one on that list.
I agree. It's hard to put somebody above him. I do agree with that.
It's hard. It's hard.
Can I ask y'all a question right quick?
Go ahead.
What did Auburn do to does anybody know what Auburn did to Calzada, man? Because he was like, he can't wait to get back to Auburn to play those guys for, what did Auburn? He didn't even play.
He was supposed to be Harson's QB year 2.
Okay.
That's what he was supposed to be. But
so you think it might be because they fired Harsin, maybe?
Because
he was like, for what those people, I gotta, for those people, I can't wait to go back and play.
He said those people. He said those people.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He did. He said those people. I'm like,
that sounds perfect.
He never even played in a game that I know of for the Auburn fans to even criticize him. So I'm like, maybe personal. It's over the Harsin. Yeah, it sounded very personal.
Yeah, that's personal. If that's the case, that's very personal. That's very.
But bring it on in, Calzada.
Yeah, man. That's very personal, man. All right, man. Just a recap.
Hands on you.
Recap before we get up out of here, man. Take a look at some of the guys we talked about tonight. Talked about the guys at Alabama, Ty Simpson and Keelan Russell. See what happens there. Does Ty Simpson is he going to be the starter throughout the year? Or does Keelan Russell end up taking over that job and running away with it? Looking at Taylor Green, Arkansas, man. Does he improve on a year last year? Can he get the interceptions down? Can he get more passing touchdowns? Or will this look more like what we saw last year? Jackson Arnold at Auburn, coming in a new system of what the coaches say. They feel like he was misused in the system at Oklahoma last year. So potentially getting him into this system and potentially seeing what he can do with this offense, with these wide receivers, with this offensive line, with the quarter, with the head coach. Is there something that we see different this year with this Auburn offense? Moving to DJ Lagway, injuries. Will he have anybody around him that potentially could help him out? Will there be another playmaker? We know the defensive side of the ball is going to be good, but will the offensive line, will there be another playmaker on the offensive side of the ball that will be able to help him out and actually help push that Florida that Florida offense and that Florida team to the next level. Talked about Garrett Nussmeier, man. Is Garrett Nussmeier not potentially right now? We think he's the greatest, the best quarterback in the SEC right now. Looking at this guy potentially could possibly have another 4,000-yard season this year. The problem with this LSU team is the defensive side of the ball. They did get Jack Pyburn, from Florida, on that side of the ball as well. Harold Perkins Jr. is coming back off of the knee injury that he had last year. So is that something that will actually make that will actually help LSU's defense as well, man? John Mateer and Ben Arbuckle coming in from Washington State to Oklahoma, man, which I honestly feel like he's going to be the star, man. I just feel like he's a baller. I feel like he's going to come in and he's just going to do what he did at Washington State in the SEC. I just feel it. I just feel like I get very Johnny Manziel-esque vibes from this guy. That's what I get. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what him and Ben Arbuckle does this year at Oklahoma when they get in conference play and when they get down to when it matters the most. Both guys, Marcus and DC, both picked Lenore Sellers as their guy. That's going to be the guy that's going to be the one this year in the SEC among quarterbacks, man. It's not. I can't go against them, but I did. But it is for that, man. So, man, we'll see what the encore presentation is for Mr. Sellers this year at South Carolina with Shane Beamer and the new OC at South Carolina this year. Do we see an encore performance, or was that a one trick pony that we saw this past season with South Carolina? It's gonna be interesting, man. Nico at Tennessee. Tennessee fans, get ready for a long season. That's all I can say there. Arch Manning at Texas. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with this, man. The Sarkisian had the same level of trust with Arch Manning that he had with Quinn Ewers the past couple of years in Austin. So, man, this is his time. This is Arch Manning's time to live up to the hype, or will he fold under the pressure? All I can say is we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. So it's going to be interesting to see, man. Fellas, man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us around the water cooler tonight, as always, man. DC, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Auburn Addicts on all platforms at Auburn_Addicts everywhere, people. Come on over to Auburn Addicts TV, man. Check us out, man. I'm on with Tight for Iron Bowl debates on Wednesday at 6 p.m. That's why I'm so tired. I need to take a nap. They're doing a show with this Alabama fan, and me and Nick will be on Sundays at 6 p.m., man, for Have You Heard Auburn News Today, man. We'll be breaking down all Auburn news all the time. Mm-hmm. You heard? That's how you say.
Yes. As always, hey, just so y'all know, Auburn and Alabama plays tomorrow in basketball. The Iron Bowl of basketball is tomorrow on the court at Neville Arena. Auburn trying to get that sweep. We're trying to get that sweep for the season, man. We got to get it. We got to get it. We got to get that momentum back going into the tournament, man. So we got to get it back, man. We got to get that thing going.
Marcus, your brother came and derailed our show, man. I just want to say that.
Talking about the bathroom.
Yeah, man. This dude, man. I'll tell you what. Travell came over and just ran the whole show on the ground.
He good.
Hilarious.
Hey,
I'm honest with you. I agree with you, Bill.
God, man.
I don't like dirty bathrooms. I'm just gonna be real with you.
I know with him. I hate dirty bathrooms too.
I do, man. I don't like it. Also, big schedule change for Auburn football. Auburn will now be playing Baylor on Friday instead of Saturday. So we'll begin Auburn Baylor opening that Friday night. So that means that more than likely will be the game. So for that night. So, man, get ready, man. So we'll be making sure everybody knows that going into the season. So we'll be playing Baylor on Friday instead of that Saturday of the opening weekend. So it's gonna be good to see, man. Let's take a look. Comments before we get up out of here, man. Let's see what's up, man. I pray for that King. Yes, sir, man. We pray for everybody, man. I'll be an AU homer and say Jackson Arnold breaks out and he's on top. Okay, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yes, sir. He said, man, I missed another show. How? It's okay, though. Okay, man. Great show, gentlemen, man. Appreciate you, Lucky Beard, man. We appreciate you, my guy, man. Auburn Dad, man, said great show. Appreciate you, man. He never sleeps. King Richard, man. Great show, man. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we agree with you there. Ain't no problem with that. I like playing as well. I gave the wrong number the other night. My bad. No, you good. You good. We at 593, I think. We still at 593. Yeah, we at 593. 7 more from 600, man. We are at 7 more from 600, man. So let's make it happen, man. We have 7 more cubes. We need 7 more cubes to hit the 600 mark. So we appreciate y'all so much, man. Marcus, what you got to say to people before we get up out of here, boss?
Man, y'all have a blessed and safe weekend, man. Thank y'all for coming and kick it with us, and we'll be back Monday, man. Well, I'll be back Monday. They coming back Sunday.
Yes, man. As always, man, make sure you follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast. And then follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube. As you said, 7 more people, 7 more cubes before we hit the 600 mark, man. So we appreciate y'all so much for helping us out. And we always thank y'all for giving us a little bit of your time, every night. You come around the water cooler with us as always, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here, man. Thank y'all so much. And thank y'all again for rocking with us, man. We thank y'all, as always, for continuing to be a part of the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, as always. And before we get up out of here, you all have a good one. And as always, better yet, have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Be blessed. Make sure you get a million stairs above his. And until next time, we see you. One love. Ladies and gentlemen, and guess what? We out this mug. I can't yell it, but we out this mug.
We out this mug.
Holla. We'll see you later. Peace.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.